So after I saw the foot doctor today, I went to do a workout and I didn't do my 10 minutes of rowing. I strive to do 10 minutes of cardio. I figure I could do 10 minutes even if I'm bored. So, but what I did today is I did shoulders, weights, and then the ropes. I don't know how long I did that. Later, when I know that I'm up to par with what I was lifting, I'll probably put a timer on how long I do the ropes. Right now, I'm practicing good form and moderation with intensity. Whether it's out like this or pulling in and trying to work trying asking me to think right now is like, look, let me put it this way. Sometimes my IQ will appear to drop after a workout. Tricep, yeah, work on my tricep. So, and I also tried Jacob's ladder today. So Jacob's ladder is this pulley of bars so that you're walking up a ladder with your hands and your feet, and in between those alternating steps there's a torso. You get a torso workout for balance, and it wasn't bad. I did 4 minutes, kind of slow, and felt the burn on one cheek, not the other, which is telling me either my foot plant, you know, the one from the surgery, is not the same, or I do need a chiropractor adjustment. I mean, it's feedback. It's not uniform. This one feel the burn, this side didn't. So, but I'm feeling the intensity of the workout. Like, it makes me tired, which is fine. You know, I threw some honest shit around, so I can relax, recover, and be able to throw more. Did lots of stretching today. I ran into this guy. He called me Angela, right? And I said yes. And I said, Tim? And he's like, no, Ed. I'm like, thanks, Ed. Anyway, I was telling him, yeah, I hadn't been at the gym, been in a cast, and he's like, take vitamin C. That he takes it, you know, with tendon injuries and whatnot. Vitamin C, the body doesn't make vitamin C, but you need vitamin C for collagen. And I do know a little bit about the C. The C vitamin is not fat soluble, so you can't overdo it. Where I believe it's A, D, E, and K, those are fat soluble. You could take too much of that and it could be toxic. So I was telling him that my doctor, Dr. Fott, said to, we had another x-ray today. And what I saw the x-ray this time. I thought I got one screw in my midfoot to prevent, my tendon's really loose right here, and it was shucking. It's super flexible, so I think that's what caused this bunion to roll over onto this side and get that bunion. So I thought I got a screw there, but it's actually 2 screws, and the screws they cross each other. I've got 2 screws there. I didn't know that. Anyway, saw the x-ray today. It's still not 100% healed, so she would not recommend running. And my thought on that is I already sussed it out. Running's not going to be comfortable because I don't have flexibility for a toe off. Meaning, I go for a run, bam, push off right there. Okay, I don't have that. So running's not what, you know. In my dreams, I'm anxious to run again. Why not? But I didn't really think it was something that I had to surmount right now. And also to add to that, you know, I expressed that I wanted to go swimming and that I had been rowing, and I started getting on the stationary bike, and today I added Jacob's ladder, and the doctor says that my scar is mature enough, it's sealed enough that I can go swimming, so I'm not hurting for possible activities, you know. Hopefully running and rollerblading will be there. In a timely fashion, you know, but for right now, with winter, great time to be, I think, in a swimming pool. I was talking with Ed about how the doctor said to take vitamin D, that would help, I think, either the collagen or the bones, I'm not sure. It was a conversation that went with the x-ray. So the screws were put in my midfoot to make the bone, I think, and the tendon more solid, more rigid, so I didn't flex as much, that I didn't have hyperflexion here, so in a sense, I wouldn't be getting bunions again that way. Ed said vitamin D, he said that's a hormone, and he said to take it with vitamin K2 and K7, that it helps the absorption. Got a 3-month appointment, May 8th at 10 o'clock, and doctor doesn't anticipate me to be running up until that point, which is fine. Like I said, I've got other activities that I can do. You could say I'm free to go swim now, but we've got a storm coming. I think it was 8 to 12 inches of snow tomorrow, so I probably won't go swimming tomorrow, even though I have the go-ahead. Let's see, I was trying to think, what else? I'll put some more notes up. You feel you can't transcend a situation without conflict. I didn't mention, I really haven't been lifting heavy weights, and at 2 weeks out, 2 months out for being a cast, and then a month of, hey, let's learn to walk again, with the other surgeries I did previous in the year. I haven't been to the gym for a long time, and you know, I'm lifting shoulder weights, and I'm, you know, picking ones to do across, just regular little dumbbells and exercises, practice good form. And I picked a 12 and a half pound. I'm like, oh, that's too heavy. Okay, that was not the case mid last year. So I'm like, okay, fine, 10. And I'm like, oh, just try and do 8. Get into 8. You know, 8 reps. You're good. If you do more than 15, your weight's too light. If you can't do 8, your weight's too heavy. In theory. for bodybuilding. And not that I'm trying to bodybuild, but for lifting weights. You know, there's giving you the most leverage for putting energy in to build, to break down the muscle, to make it how do I want to say, rebuild stronger. Well, I think actually the muscle, what makes it hard, I think that is a matter of creating scar tissue. You're breaking it down and then it has to rebuild. I think it's scar tissue. Honestly, it's been such a long time that I've actually talked this through. It's just something I do now. Okay. And I have a feeling for it, you know? I have a feeling for it, and then ask me to regurgitate it on a cognitive level. I'm like, oh, shoot. It's been a long time. So you have a conflict of transcending the situation. What is this ad? It's a meta for me. It's meta for somebody. Here's another one. Switch to xubrnt instead of Guy Co. Did that sound like GUI? Kind of like when I'm talking about you? Let's see. All right, well, I've just been silly. I've been kind of dinking around a little bit. Part of the things I've been dinking around with is I've been looking at, I don't know how to say it. Let's see if I could find it. I've been looking at, it's an Asian dress, and then there's 50s knockoffs. I guess there was a 50s Americanized design, and I've been looking at them because I want to make something. I want to make my own clothes. So that fit my body and my lifestyle. And that is something I'm drawn to in part and not in part. Perhaps the formality and the column fitting, that basically when you're wearing a shift, a dress, it goes like this, then you walk like this. I'm not really interested in prim mobility, which is restriction. I'm not really interested in that. But I really do like the simplicity. There's things that I do like about it. So I've just kind of been looking, what do I like? What do I don't like? Why? Buy a pattern? It's a possibility, but I have a dress form right there. Honestly, I've never used. I'd have to teach myself how to use it. Not a problem. I just need to start. I bought it when the economy made a big downturn. So I bought it after I made a lot of money as a faux finisher. And then the economy went very bad, and I had no working for myself for 2 years. And it was also very difficult to find a pedestrian job. And but I bought it during that time, thinking like, if I have downtime, well, I'll teach myself a skill. And because I have time. I have time, so what do I want to do? Well, I haven't actually made anything with it yet, or studied how to, but I think I might have an intuitive feel for what to do without studying how to do that. Meaning there are stitching lines on it. It makes sense. To know how to make a garment on that. To me, it makes sense. So I've been looking at clothing that I want to make. One of the things, if I'm going to make me clothing, I want it to fit me, look attractive on my frame, fit my lifestyle. And now you're talking about investment of materials, time, and energy. So I want it to be fitting, that I want to wear it for a good while. Because it's not like I can whimsically make a product in the marketplace, have you look at it so it can fuel Tao with war. Well, I think I have married a perfect consort to board that we are not thieves anymore. And buy something by some designer, and if you don't like it, send it back, -T. It's not like I can do that with my time. So I tend to pick projects that I want no matter if the marketplace shows up. So there's the boomerang table. Wow. Those little boomerang legs on my table. Trapeze, made that. Tend to make things that I want. No matter if no one else shows up. And tend to want to learn with a project purpose, a purpose project, a projected purpose. Meaning, I learned woodworking by first designing the table on a napkin. Okay, that's how I learned woodworking. I learned it with a process. I want to make this. I don't want to just go in there and know how to I cut it. Great, I know everything about woodworking, but I can't put it together with a vision and a desire and a manifestation. Meaning, when I get there, is it what I wanted? And if I didn't, well, let's critique this, okay? Because it matters to me. What worked? What didn't work? How would you do it different to get your vision? What I'm looking at as far as this type of dress, and then I started looking at the 50s, like the 50s, looked a little bit into the 40s and the 60s. There's elements I'm drawn to because my mom definitely had a wardrobe from the 50s. But I'm trying to think to after enough looking, in fact, I'm kind of almost like maybe looking is at other work is no longer the appeal, that I just need to start getting some fabric and draping it and getting a feel for working on the dress form, which would be my mirror, and come up with my own origin and my ways and means, because I want to make something original that suits the needs, the desire, you know. Sometimes when I look at the 50s, I see an art, it was the 30s, pretty sure 30s or 40s. Lovely dress, little Peter Pan collar, but I like that, but I don't want to be identified with, oh, that's so 40s. You know, I'm trying to make something that's my present, my stamp on present, being present now. Rather than fitting into, you know, there's certain clothing from certain eras that make you think of put a bow on it. Okay, I'm trying to avoid that. That sort of knowing immediately how to accessorize. Little hand gloves, little bow, charm. I guess because to me it looks a little bit like it's grooming. And while I understand the sensibility for the times, I don't feel the times have ever got it right. So well, you know, like we're looking at postures. We must got the tall column, tiny little waist. You know, here's the modern version, still a column. I would imagine this is 50s. It's got a little more, you know, give you that little hourglass bump. This over here, you take that to work. It's really pared down and kind of boring. You've got this one, which looks at first glance to be somewhat authentic. This one has a little keyhole. You can't see it very well, but I actually then looked online to see who's making it. There's a lot of people that do sewing tutorials and they show, hey, I did this simplicity pattern and this is what I have. And so you see them using different fabric on different body shapes, and honestly, I like the little keyhole. There's things that I like about it, but I didn't like the finished product on anyone. I felt that keyhole kind of flaps and looks flimsy, so I'd buy the pattern and I'd be remaking the pattern. I wouldn't, there was something that wasn't right when I was looking at the one. It's okay for a glance, but for a person that analyzes how fabric drapes on a body, and that's something I don't really, it's something I just do without thinking about it. I'm kind of like, and another person was showing off, this was the back. I'm like, you got a big hump of fabric there with a really proud posture. Like, ta-da! And I'm like, you got a hump of fabric there. Shoot, I don't want to make clothing with a big hump in them where my body is not feeling that form. Try not to make a costume either. So sometimes some of the accents that tip to a certain area, certain era, or I'm gonna origin, meaning like, Asian or whatnot. I'm not trying to have it have the signifiers of a time. At its, I think worst and best, those aren't the proper qualifiers or quantifiers, but meaning that some of my projects I'll probably think about for a good while until I feel inspired. Jump in, start working it. This one I might be thinking about for a while because or I may not. I may not because I can jump in with linen, I think, to start as a muslin. Muslin is a fabric that you use on dress forms to make your prototype. Your prototype, your mock-up, okay? Your first draft. And I could be used linen for that. And for me, the value of using linen for that and not muslin is I may be a bit more compelled to make a finished product from my first prototype. Okay, where muslin fabric is really just usually meant for the prototype. An inexpensive plain woven fabric that you get the fitting, the darts, the shape, the pattern from, and you fit it on your dress form, and from there you make the pattern and cut it in the fabric you want. I like linen. I got some right here. When the sun comes through, this way I don't get a suntan or sunburn while I'm in bed in the morning with my eye mask on. And it seems to get softer the more you wash it, and I understand it breathes well. I don't think it holds moisture like a cotton does. So that's one of the things I've been dinking around. What else? I've been trying to look at new technologies just because I'm like, what's out there? There's some new cameras my idea was like, it's like, okay, now you're learning, now you're signing up for golf, and what that means, you got to get the putters, the bag, the drivers, the balls, the time, the cart. You know, when you take on something new, then you have to get all the peripherals and the accessories. I'm like, don't even do it. Don't even go investing in that 360. Don't even investing in terms of I glanced it and I'm like, it's not a world I need to get into. 360 cameras, then you have software that you can basically shrink or widen. Like, I don't know. It's super fantastic if I didn't have a good imagination. If I didn't already have a good working imagination, I'd probably be like, oh, wow, that expands my world opportunities and possibilities. Right now, oh, and they connect to your virtual reality goggles. Great. In reflection, you can legitimize uh, anything you do with your free, as your fee and your feet time too. I'm saying all those products are not harvesting engagement inherently. Inherently, they're harvesting the means to the ends to waste it. So I'm going to get these notes up while this video is loading, and I'll work on some links. It's quite possible I can upload the Rich Road website today. Unless I think maybe I'll just take a day thinking about the bridge, meaning where's this going? I've got a couple ideas. One of them is a soft approach, meaning it's conceivable I can do a Kickstarter thingamajig. If I were to do Kickstarter, I would want to have a product because I'm a silly person like that. I would like to give more than my theoretical value. Something that you can hold and is tactile to commemorate the beginning of signing up. Okay. So I'd like to be able to at least feel that out and come up with a modest something physical that I like myself. I was thinking for the soft opening approach is I could update my big cartel and basically offer tutelage, instruction on crafting a message or a person's shingle expression. And why would I do that? Because I want to help craft the opportunity for news. So it's not just me. So maybe having like, hey, like this hour, I'll be on time, you be on time, and let's work it out, you know? What is it that you're trying to communicate let me help you with perception, and likewise, and put it in the language, the mother language, as it were. So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about offering instruction, one-on-one. I first thought something silly like $10 an hour, you know, because I'm kind of used to not making a whole lot of money, but I actually make more money going to the lice appointment that I think it should at least rival that when I get paid to go see people for lice. Still it's modest, and you know, it's a soft approach. Anyone want to start learning one-on-one, I'm happy to do that. You don't think I should? And you think it should be 0? Well, I'm not really getting a value reading on that either. So I have to figure out how to get this in the marketplace. How do you step on? You don't want to step on? Well, I'm just trying to think about ways. So while it is conceivable that I could finish the links on the page and upload the website today and then be off to another one, I thought of build the links. Why don't you take a day or two off, or a day or two to think about the bridge, meaning where is this going and how? Because I can continue doing what I'm doing, but the next website was really meant to be about engagement with people, okay? Whether it's building an umbrella for artists, advertisement, news, expression, your personal shingle, okay? Well, if you think that's an error, I have to say, what alternative are you giving me? Except to be a nun, okay? What alternative are you giving me in the marketplace if, one, you shun me directly, and I don't really know what, you know, I don't want to be an angry hag forever. I've already got proof, okay? No one will, given the same time in line, i.e., that is your square. You can fort the head, you can ford the ord, okay? The shallow, reward, AD, okay? To speak is to toot, is to boot, trial balance, into the book, into the knit, K-N-I-T, okay? Tie the I eat. I eat to complete. I've already got proof. Doft to ta, fort no reason thief end. Giving my time in line, TL, total loss. No one's going to support stupid, okay? All right? They only support stupid where they're not accountable. So I've got proof. I've got, what more do I need to dude? Okay. We already know our trajectory for dude is to put the time in thine hand hind hyphenated, where the two God-forsaken snaking people were talking and stalking all the time. Okay? So, you know, here's the thing. If I don't offer a viable way out of the desert with desert, and insert the head of reason, debt again. Here's the thing. Everyone becomes the ag, okay? But you're signing up too. And you're knowing what you're getting into. And you know what it stands for. And you know how it's engineered in follow through, okay? And how it's not. And I can see, and I'm sure anyone that wants to can see, that I have constructed a parallax, and so you can start to see through. You can see people that speak for a value that don't bring it, and do not have the fort and forward of the head, okay, to bring it. They don't have the value. They're not the value. They should not be speaking for value 2 by 2 as being one among the Jude that was glued, thiefing through, okay, because they can't get off standing on stupid, okay, to have and have their income. They have to stand on stupid, sending doff to Dow with war on the faith that was not theirs in the first place, okay? I have the faith. I'm putting my shit out on a limb, which I'm climbing, okay, every step of the way. The only faith that doft to get toft, fort no reason thief end, has is misplacing doft, thief end, okay? That's the faith. Make doft go to war, you will always get toft, okay? Stupid. You will get rich by standing on stupid, so that when you get married to the rich, to toft, you're standing on stupid's test state. You're paying stupid and spaying stupid to stay in place, to Dow with war again, okay? There's nothing nice about that. And there's nothing about tooling a product to look at, all right? As you're making money and you're feeding someone else to have a conversation with your God-forsaken, snaking gun, okay? It's not reason even. You weren't ever courageous enough in solitary psyche, okay, to think for your fucking self and bring your honor ass weld, okay? That's pretty obvious, okay? Many things I'm illustrating through the parallax. 1, bring your own character witness. And 2, don't cast a stone unless you're teaching. Ass sought, taught also. Here's the thing. Okay, so I've been doing this for years. I've wrestled the heavy psyche of being Jesus, G''S''U''. But the thing is, in creating a parallax, what I'm able to understand is your law-T through the character witness of the ag was made on purpose. That zero would have hyphens around it and always comfortably be in question. And what you can manipulate with that, with God only knows, which you're forging, doft, okay, to take the fall, -T, onto the people that do know better, okay. You're forging a third person to misplace your accountability. And there's nothing kind about that. And it's fake prospering, okay? Because certainly you're not paying anyone, myself included, for doing your work. You shirked the hand and jerked, okay? Jerked toft, all right? You have no courage. You got naked without loving, okay? Then you have fucking kids. And then you fucking celebrate. All over the face of the people you make celibate, okay? Not celebrating with you in all that you dud dude, all right? You're not teaching a value, and you're tooling a look cheaply, okay? Look what I can do. You're tooling a look cheaply so that you can afford the head of doft to get toffed through you. You're teaching people to value stupidity and to aspire through your expression for no reason thiefent. I do think your admirers, you know, on your social media, praise you, your new lipstick or whatever, okay? They really should know that all you're doing is directing their vision while you're fucking selling them the gun from behind, okay? You take pictures of yourself, the new places you eat, the fantastic food and taste you have, the clothes, your thoughts, your fucking spineless opinion, while you fucking force feed all your admirers a gun for no reason thiefend. Okay? Didn't love, you don't have the courage to love. And then you're producing children, okay? So you could be Pip and Prig height. I think it's an important admission. I really do, because by creating this parallax, I'm creating the opportunity to see what you do as with anyone else that wants to. And that's really important to me. Why? So Jack Doff doesn't have to be all over and all hovert and all vet and vert the place, so I get to try and teach stupid that has no staying power because he gets paid, okay, to back off. Just so I could defend where I stand, okay? I'm tired of it, okay? That's why it's important to me, and that's why I'm pursuing it, to make it apparent. You know, you can see who wants to, as well as anyone else, okay? Uh, and, you know, your hallmark sentiments are, you know, we can see them for bullshit also. And over time, I think justly that you will lose your popularity for no reason thiefant. So what I'm trying to look how to get into the marketplace and invite you, maybe you should be thinking about that as well. Because I have a trend and a tend that if it's in the red and you want to rend in my red, I get to add IT again, okay? The other thing is that I can shit on you, and you have to take it, because if you say no, that's not it, you're showing that that is it, okay? You didn't bring the value all the way, okay? So just thinking about dynamic. I have some notes. I've been trying to explain how you'd hear Leonard on the street. He's a vet. Hear him? He sometimes just talks to himself very angrily out there. Well, it's more than talking. It's kind of like gruff, sort of stressed yelling. Yeah, I told him. Yeah, that's Leonard. Yeah, I think I could put these notes out and explain how 2x2 got going, uh, the orchestra and the staging of that, and why deconstructing that is paramount to true orientation and origin. Yeah, I'll put those in the notes. Hearing Leonard's voice from the street actually stresses me out. Because it's glorified psychobabble. I'm pretty darn sure he throws alcohol on top of that. I don't even think he's talking to anyone out there. I find it a little unnerving because after he offered to walk Minnow when I was in the cast, and then was waiting for him in the lobby and saw that he took the harness off and tied the skinny leash around Minnow's neck, and then he was yanking on it and choking my dog, who has a very delicate frame. I wanted to avoid him, and so when he saw us on the street, he'd be like, "Oh, Minnow!" And I'm, on my knee rover, like, no, we're going this way, Minnow. You're going the wrong way. You're trying to run away from me. I'm like, yeah, I really am. He would see me several times a day, or I would, out on the street, and I'd go the other way, and he would just harass me verbally down the street. I'm in a knee rover. It's snowy. Got a dog and trying to keep balance. And I'm like, great. I let a lunatic into my life because I was nice. Why? Because the lunatic spoke the same fucking language. You know? I got a better fail safe. You want to talk tread and bread, trial balance of what you would be? B-A-D, be in bed. Okay? Be the ad, be the bed. Even single shingle. You know, put it online first to speak it and be it. You know? There's something to me that's just really well, besides being spineless, what I'm trying to do to make a living, honestly, earnestly, even through, and those people are like, look what I can do. You know, there's a big difference in inherent value, and they shouldn't be speaking for my value. Meaning giving it to other people. Temple. P-O-L-E. P-O-L-L-E. Which is kind of ironic to start addressing the rich that have expression. That's why you become rich. So that you have expression and stabled graciousness to show your acumen of value by being it, but the point is you're just acting without the means. You're acting to be seen, okay? You can't reduce or reduct or redact. You know, stop showing your fucking tits, all right? Make your own clothing. Have your own thoughts. And, you know, and now see if you could support your lot. See if you can even support it with your misconstrued overhead, which you see then is a form of competition, fifant. Which what you do with that is show more of your fucking tits and ass, okay? So you're stealing constantly where value should be seen to make it seen. Sob and knob, snob seen. Put your hyphens in that. It's not kind, you're not gracious. And your opinions are passing the fat hat. Okay? You value stupid, because that's who fostered your children. Okay? You have false emotions to sell, pity them, someone pointed a gun at them that you fucking competed on, okay? You expect people to fall through the gaps when you're competing and not teaching? Yes, okay? There's not enough of me to go around, obviously, okay? You're creating competition and you should expect someone's going to fall through the gaps, okay? And then you're going to pity them. Oh, that's too bad. I'm saying that's not necessary if you had your own back. In black, honest, tooth the fact. Tooth the route, tooth the heart. Tie the fact. Really nice out there. I can't believe we're getting a pretty big storm tomorrow. Alright, I'm going to start working on those links. I was going to say, I'm a tyrant unless I at least give the opportunity to be in the marketplace. And that's not why I'm doing this. I'm not really doing this to be an ag. I just I see that, oh shoot. Great. I have the capacity. And I get to be that as long as no one wants to toe their own line in reality. I feel I've done enough work though that you could be like, hey, I don't want to look like that shirk and jerk with my own name, so that you might think again. Okay. I've done enough work. I'm hoping I could kind of let the foot up off the pedal and start working on some other things that I imagine I would be good at. All the while being quite attenuated to having follow through. Even two. Even one-on-one, even two. There's something about this that's not sitting right with you. I think, first of all, your humility was false in the first place. All I've ever stood for was for relating one-on-one. And you're like, oh, I can't do that because what will other people think? I think that's your fucking problem. And now it's your lot, okay? You may have been talking to the wrong person in your relationship where your ego got tossed, all right? I mean, you're conducting yourself in terms of what will other people think. I think that's the wrong frame of reference to me. I mean, I'm not trying to be anything other than right here. And you're trying to be aware, okay, of not being right here.